You've built a routine around consistency. You've learned to regulate emotions. You manage expectations. You notice patterns in behavior before others do. Those aren't soft skills. They're operational intelligence. And they're becoming monetizable at scale. The online economy doesn't reward credentials the way traditional employment does. It rewards clarity. It rewards relational trust. It rewards the ability to create psychological safety in transactional spaces. Stay-at-home mothers already do this daily, without recognition, without compensation, without understanding that it has direct economic value outside the home. Emotional regulation isn't a personality trait. It's a transferable competency, one that translates into coaching, content creation, community management, customer retention, client intimacy. The gap isn't in capability. It's in recognition. Most mothers don't see their daily relational work as a skill set. They see it as survival, as obligation, as something they do because no one else will. But the market sees it differently. Because emotional clarity is rare, sustainable attention is rare. The ability to hold space without reactivity is increasingly valuable in high-stakes environments. Online businesses fail most often because of communication breakdowns, poor boundaries, misaligned expectations, emotional volatility in client relationships, inconsistent messaging, lack of follow-through. These are not technical problems, they're relational problems. And mothers solve them instinctively because they've been trained in high-pressure environments with no exit strategy. The home is a closed relational system. You can't outsource conflict. You can't unsubscribe from a toddler. You can't ghost a partnership. You have to stay and solve and recalibrate every single day. That builds something most online entrepreneurs lack. Relational endurance, the ability to stay present under emotional load, to hold multiple perspectives, to de-escalate without losing authority. These skills don't show up on a resume, but they show up in retention rates, in client testimonials, in repeat business, in word-of-mouth referrals, in the quiet trust that makes someone choose you over someone cheaper. The shift isn't about becoming someone new. It's about recontextualizing what you already do, naming it, packaging it, offering it in a structure that allows compensation. Coaching is the most obvious pathway. Because it's relational by design, you're not selling information. You're selling presence, accountability, perspective, the ability to see what someone can't see in themselves. Mothers do this constantly. With partners, with children, with extended family. With other mothers in crisis, they hold the emotional infrastructure while everyone else processes. That same capacity works in business, in leadership development, in relationship coaching, in parenting strategy, in life transitions, in identity recalibration. The content economy also rewards emotional clarity, not performance, not personality. Clarity, the ability to articulate what others feel but can't name, to create language around internal experience. Mothers live in the space between instinct and articulation. They translate developmental stages. They name emotional states. They create frameworks for behavior that don't yet have language. That's content. That's intellectual property. That's the foundation of a digital product. A newsletter, a membership, a course, a framework. Community management is another overlooked pathway. Online spaces collapse without relational oversight, without someone who can hold boundaries, moderate conflict, maintain tone, preserve culture. Mothers do this in group chats, in school committees, in neighborhood networks, in extended family dynamics. They manage group emotion without formal authority. They create psychological safety in chaotic systems. That skill scales. It applies to membership communities, client ecosystems, mastermind groups, online forums, Slack channels, Discord servers, anywhere people gather and need structure. Customer retention is another revenue lever. Most businesses lose clients because of poor relational infrastructure, not poor product, not poor pricing. Poor communication, poor follow-up, poor emotional attunement. Mothers notice when someone withdraws, when tone shifts, when engagement drops. When something feels off, they intervene before collapse. They repair before rupture. That instinct translates directly into client retention strategy, into customer success roles, into relationship management, into the kind of care that turns one-time buyers into long-term advocates. The barrier isn't skill, it's perception. Most mothers don't see their relational capacity as economically viable. They see it as invisible, as expected, as something everyone does, but everyone doesn't do it. Most people avoid emotional complexity. They outsource it. They numb it. They exit when it gets hard. Mothers don't have that option, so they develop capacity. And that capacity, once recognized, becomes leverage. The recalibration starts with inventory. What do you already do that someone else would pay to avoid? What do you notice that others miss? What do you hold that others drop? Then it's about structure. Taking an instinct and turning it into a repeatable process, a framework, a method. Something that can be taught, sold, scaled. You don't need a new identity. You need a new context, a space where your relational intelligence is named, valued, compensated. The online economy is built on trust, and trust is built on emotional clarity, on consistency, on the ability to stay when others leave. You've been training for this. You just didn't know it had a market. Disclaimer. This content is for informational and reflective purposes only. It does not constitute financial, legal, or professional advice. Any business or income generation strategy requires individual research, planning, and risk assessment. Results will vary based on effort, market conditions, and personal circumstances. Always consult with a qualified professional before making financial or business decisions.